here, he looks more and more like that.
Don't worry, he'll never catch up with that.
Oh, hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going? Hey.
Hi.
Lucas couldn't find Mr. Wonders in chat, but he wanted to reply to your comment a little bit ago.
Lazy? I will take incompetent 9 times out of 10, but lazy never. Oh man, I work my stupid ass off.
Welcome, Lucas, to Honesty Hour. This is the first Honesty Hour we've done together because usually you were running the board.
Yeah.
I'm having to listen to all the stuff.
Like that.
And doing all the things. Oh, thank you, Jessica, hosting us for 51 viewers. Thank you, Jessica.
Thanks, Jess.
Thanks, Jess. Thanks for that. So yes, this is gonna be an Honesty Hour with two white guys who actually are brothers.
Whoa.
We're not just two white guys that look alike like the other people. Alright. Holy shit! Tigaboo! Just subscribe, Lucas we dance.
Subscriber.
Woo!
Still saying his mic's low.
Yep, they're still saying your mic's low, Lucas.
I'll try to bring it closer. I'll turn up the gain. It's a technical term we use in the business. It means more.
And just to let everybody know, 2 minutes ago he didn't remember that the mic had it, and someone had to remind him of that.
Oh, right, the gain.
Thank you, Lethal Bacon, for that follow.
Yeah, let's get to 1,800 subs tonight.
Yeah, we're really close.
I mean, I say let's. I have no stake in this, but let's do it.
Well, technically, you kind of do because we're gonna start hiring you part-time.
What's that mean?
It means
what the-
that now that you have all this free time, you should work for us on Tuesday nights.
Yes, I will be doing that, and I secretly have been. Currently, I've been doing that the past 2 weeks. If you've ever heard of a show called Cineverse, I've been helping those guys. I'm gonna continue to do that because freelance, woo!
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they saw your arm in the frame a bunch of times anyway, so.
It's hard to confuse this arm with another arm.
Yeah.
Whoops.
So, actually, you should have a stake in it, because we have to pay you, so. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
So let's, I mean, we don't have to, but.
1,800 subs.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about some stuff tonight, everybody. We're gonna talk about what it's like to be a producer on a Twitch stream, what that means, what stuff we've learned over the last couple of years, what kind of stuff we're hoping to do in the future a little bit, and you know, it'll be fun. And we have a bunch of questions in Discord that we'll get to in a little bit, but you know, to just get right into it, you are now officially a free agent as of today.
Yeah.
So, how many drinks have you had?
This is number 2. I was gifted a bottle of Filibuster Rye. It's very good. I'm sipping on it. It's got a little splash of Coke. But yeah, I'm looking forward to exploring my options.
Mm-hmm. It's the most awkward. Yeah, like what are when you say exploring options with that kind of grin, it sounds like you might start like
doing sex stuff. I don't know. Yep.
All right. Boring. Let's just find out all the dirt on Zach from Lucas. There really isn't any. You can try.
Oh, dude's dirty.
Yeah, real dirty.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You can put Lucas's audio at 500%.
To make it match yours.
Oh, you had to boost his audio a ton?
Sweet.
Jeez.
Sweet.
Yeah, so he'll probably start yelling later once he gets a little bit more drunk, and you're gonna have to be ready to turn that down.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it is better to call you a freelancer instead of unemployed, huh?
Yeah. I spent, let's see, what was it? Like the first 6 months of my time in Los Angeles unemployed or freelance. But you know,
well, technically you were freelancing for Aren't We Clever? So we got you like 1 gig in that 6 months. Yeah.
I did work. I worked on a feature, and that paid well. So that, freelance has its perks because, like, especially on film sets, you work hard for a couple months, and then you take a couple months off because you got paid super well.
Yeah.
And
I mean, a smart person would keep working, so they were saving money, but.
Right, but you know, we're young, we're loving it, we're out here doing it.
Oh man. So I mean, that being said, when you first came out to LA, how quick was it before we both started working at Socialtron Live?
I think I started working the following week.
Yeah. And you actually got paid to work there.
I did get paid.
I didn't get paid to work there.
If anybody's wondering, here's my mic.
Wait, do you have it on the right setting? Now we just lost audio, Lucas.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, there you go.
I pressed the mute button when I picked it up. Yeah, you know, just working on tech. Socialtron, I feel like the first day I got into LA, or the second day I got into LA, we went and checked out their studio.
Yeah. Because I had worked there a little bit before, and I knew that I thought you would enjoy doing it, and it'd be a good foot in the door kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And Los is still over there.
Yeah.
Like, Los is now over there running the attack. And it's funny, because if you were to sit here, like, okay, so I wanted to, like, immediately start talking about this because of that Reddit post that got circulated around yesterday. I know I commented on that originally because I found it, and because I just cruise that Reddit every once in a while, and it really bummed me out to see people not understanding how the tech works. And a lot of people, the thing that bugged me the most was when people would say stuff kind of like, oh, you know, like at this point, why can't they figure this out or this out, blah, 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 blah. Like people do this in their basement. It's like, well, no, they don't. And literally, there are a couple people in the country right now that are comfortable even messing with the shit the way we are. And I'd say Los is one of them.
Yeah.
Me, you, and then we've trained a couple other people.
Dustin
and Amir,
pretty good at it now.
And we're training QQ, but it's like, and then we trained Joe when he took this job. But there's very few people, and part of that is because the system we created for Geek and Sundry is oh hey, Impossible Girl 11.
Money.
Glad to see the brothers back together.
Glad to see the bros back together. All right, thank you, Impossible
Thanks.
Girl 11. Appreciate that. When we first kind of created all this stuff, you guys have to remember, like, especially a year and a half ago, or almost 2 years ago now, when I first kind of pitched all this, nobody was doing this. And we were experimenting with a lot of the stuff at Socialtron Live, but we hadn't taken it nearly that far. And when we kind of launched Geek and Sundry, I built like a kind of layout gear kind of plan of how it was going to work. And then we figured it out by trial and error, because nobody's really done it. You couldn't go on YouTube and find a tutorial. And when you called people who had worked with TriCasters and stuff like that, they don't know how to do it either, because the system is completely different. There is no standard. And when there's no standard, it's extremely difficult, and there's a lot of room for error because there's no safeguards that are put in place. And I don't think people realize that. And I could tell just from watching you guys' streams the last couple weeks, the second other equipment got put into the mix, I knew immediately, because it was doing things that the equipment we built wouldn't even do. Like some of the sound dropouts and the camera flashes and stuff like that. I'm like, well, that's not stuff that equipment would do. It would do different things, but not those things. Like that looks like there was an intermediate kind of thing that was being put in and tested. and it bums me out because people think it's so easy and it should just happen.
Right.
They have
And
no concept of how it works.
Yeah, and that's just part of what we do.
Hey, Zargaroth!
Money.
Now all we're missing is the friend zone cam. I'm not hungry this time. I had chicken katsu yo.
That was Zargaroth letting us know he ate. He does that every week, so thanks
Cool.
Zargaroth.
Zarg, I miss you. Yeah,
Do you
it's
understand that's how Asian people say hi?
it's tricky because it's like a system where we work up until we leave, and then when we leave, or at least from a producing standpoint, then I go home and do producing work. Then I'm like, okay, I need to contact these guests because I was tech heavy all day. You know, I was working on tech all day. So I go home and I contact guests. I fill out paperwork. You know, I do these like invoicing and all this and take care of the host in whatever way I need to. And then whenever something is added in, I'm like, okay, I guess we troubleshoot while live, because when do you do a rehearsal when you're live every day? You don't rehearse it. You just do it. And then you're like, okay, this is our rehearsal during this show that we care about, unfortunately. So, and that's a thing that happens whenever you add something new in, is that you need a rehearsal, and your rehearsal is the live performance.
Correct. It definitely is. That being said, I saw the layout that you posted on Reddit. Hannibal Lecter, thank you for that follow. I saw the layout that you put on Reddit of your setup, and I kind of had that little moment where I wanted to like have a gear show off with you. And I was like, man, that would be really petty. Don't do it. It'd be really petty. Maybe in a couple weeks.
Hey, man.
That what we did up here is we took that system and we kind of doubled it in a lot of ways. Hey, Rocket Suit!
Money.
Thanks for all your amazing work, Mr. Cookie Person. I hope you get lots of rest.
Get lots of rest.
Thanks, Rocket Soup. I met Rocket Soup at Comic-Con. He's a really cool dude.
Oh, sweet. Sweet. Thank you, Tricky Beat, for that follow. Very much appreciated. So I think I took that system that we built down there, duplicated it, made it a lot more stable by not putting it in something that we were originally. That's another thing people don't understand. Originally, we were told to make our system mobile. Thank you for those follows, Sigma Bridge. Thank you. We were originally told that system needed to be mobile, so it was built into a really small housing unit that shouldn't be housing the amount of equipment that it is. That being said, it's a really cool setup. It's a cool cart, but we took it mobile once and realized it was too expensive and never did it again. So it was a really kind of bad setup for that. So up here, we decided to have a server rack, build it out a much safer with a lot better airflow, much better, like bigger case with better airflow as well. So, because that's always gonna help with that kind of stuff. And then we added a lot of other things into the system that is more work, but actually increases stability, like our HDMI matrix, which allows us to have 8 HDMI inputs and outputs all going to other areas. We've got 3 different rooms set up with different audio connections and visual connections. Amir helped us a lot with getting all that stuff set up. And then system-wise, we worked directly with Game Show to include some stuff with their software to get what we needed out of it. And then I know I passed that on to Lucas, and you guys started using it too. So we worked really hard up here to add more shit, but then try to increase stability. But we also had the ability to, and unfortunately the GNS system was built in a way that you'd kind of have to start over to do that. Which
and we did in a lot of ways, which we did abandon that mobile setup, and it's currently, like, it has lost a wheel. That was what was mobile about it. It now has one wheel. You could dolly kind of move it around, but one of the wheels like broke under pressure. So we moved everything out of that setup, and we've spread everything out for airflow. We've added in another PC so that when our streaming PC goes down, or not our streaming PC, but like our processing PC that's handling all of these graphics, all of these camera switches, if that goes down, then we're still streaming, and we can switch to a tech difficulties card. But we've added in a lot of other things.
I really like actually that idea of having the output on one computer and then processing on the other, because having that output there where you can quickly flip up a card keeps you from losing a lot of viewers. I actually think that's a really smart idea.
Yeah, because that's the thing, like, we found that it's better to be live and producing like shit, like something that people don't want to see, than to go offline. As soon as you go offline, you lose 200, 300 viewers. But if you can throw something up and be like, sorry, then people will stick around and like, you know, it's fun. It's, you know, the Twitch chat is fun and you guys keep it fun. And if we can make a joke for you in a quick amount of time, then you will run with it and understand what we're going through.
Right. No, and
but
actually,
if we go offline immediately, you know, it's just like, what's going on? I don't care. Next thing, you know?
No, I agree. And it's actually a really smart thing that we'll probably explore too. It mainly comes down to power and like how much extra power do you want? How much extra things do you want in there that could go wrong? That's my only concern is anytime you add something new, it's another new thing that could mess up. And that shit always makes me nervous. Because I do like to test everything pretty extensively. But as he said, that means there's no sleep. A lot of people don't understand when you're live, all hell breaks loose. And that once you're live, it's really hard to get other shit done because your attention is divided in so many ways. And you know, it's something that I think people would never understand about working in this kind of environment unless they actually did it, to where when you have to produce, you have to work extremely hard on what comes up the next week, what comes up the next day. It's really hard to do so when you're also having a stream on really loud to make sure that you can hear any problems that might come up, or if the talent calls for you, or that you look up and you realize something's not right and you got to go fix it, or you know, a new person comes in and wants to start a conversation. It's a constant distraction. So it's kind of like one of the most high multitasking kind of shows. Do you want me to read off this thing at the very top?
Just a note, yeah.
The follower giveaway?
Yeah, we're giving away Stinky.
There we go, guys. We hit our follower giveaway for the day. We got 50 followers today, which every day when we get 50 followers in a day, we do a giveaway. So be active in the chat. We're going to do a Steam Key giveaway. Boom. Boom, boom. He printed this out on the back of a sheet of mech paper. That's... feels like that should be going to something.
No, it's because we care about the environment.
Oh, gotcha. We're trying to save the world. So, I mean, I think it's hard for people to understand. That being said, I also feel like people should demand quality when they're investing in something. So
totally.
it's that double-edged sword of, I think people have a right to be upset.
HRPG Chassatherabit.
Oh, thank you, sir, to saying, drop that shit. Ooh, emptied that cup.
We're also only 3 away from 18.
And we're only 3 subscribers away from 1,800 subs, which is a giant giveaway pack that we will ship out. That includes comic books, whatever we have in the back, games, anything we can find. It'll be
Whatever. It's awesome.
It's awesome stuff, but you know, this is my bit. I'm running with it. So that's only 3 away from that. But yeah, getting back on topic there, I think there's a lot of crazy that has to be involved to do this kind of work. But I do agree with people that they should be upset if they invest in something and that thing's not working. What I think people need to understand is where it's coming from and where that attention is going. So like say like at Hyper RPG, if a bunch of shit started fucking up, I'm the CEO, it's my fault. Like, at the end of the day, if that shit's not working, it's my fault, and I have to answer to you guys for that. So that we want to keep those checks and balances in place. The winner of the Steam Key is Mayhem Toolkit. Congratulations, Mayhem Toolkit. You just won a Steam Key. But Lucas, so a lot of people know how I got started at GNS. And then originally, when you came over...
Oh, wait.
Yep, right? Yep, you went the wrong way, dude. You went the wrong way. It's the other side. There you go, right there.
Got a question for Ya Cookie. How did you guys set up the equipment for the Critical Role live show in LA and at Gen Con?
You're way past it, man.
I missed it.
Impossible Girl wanted to know how you did hold on.
Money. Almost 1,800. Let's hit that goal. Make
Let's
Zach
go.
Dance
Oh,
cast
wrong
his
side.
physical
I see
toll.
it now.
If not
I
today,
missed
that's
it.
okay. Still love this channel, heart and soul.
Thank you, Prosperous
Hashtag
Guard.
Thumper Pride.
So Impossible Girl wanted to know how you guys did the setup for the live show in LA and Gen Con, because I'm sure you'd love to remember how fun that is.
Oh, man. Honestly, very proud of those days.
Yeah, because you guys figured that shit out with very little.
Yeah, I mean, we figured it out. We had a few weeks of planning for the LA show, and then we had... Basically, the LA show was a proof of concept for the Gen Con show. We I was kind of asked, what do we need to put on a live show that people could come in and see? We started scoping out some theaters. I was like, this theater here, this theater is perfect. It was a theater in North Hollywood, and everything about it was great. They were so accommodating. Their upload speed was 2 megabits per second. So I was like, that's
no
not
bueno.
an option.
You guys need about 2.5 at the bare minimum for Twitch, and I would recommend 3.5 to 4 as the medium.
Yep.
And then to actual work, 10 megabytes up, so you have breathing room if you need to get online and do stuff while you're streaming.
Exactly. And see, with Critical Role, when we're streaming at 3.5, people are going to notice a loss of quality. It's just like, it's not an option to be at 2.5. So we actually streamed the LA live show in a movie theater. It was a...
Which one?
I can't remember. Landmark?
Okay.
Landmark Theater.
Yeah.
In like Santa Monica, I think. We kind of ordered all the equipment we needed. This was lighting. This was lighting that was not only non-intrusive for the audience, so very thin panels, but also lighting that could be run on 3 outlets that we were provided in the theater.
Only
3 household outlets. Yeah. So our
all
workstation
LED for sure.
Yeah.
And your and your workstation takes up about 2,000 watts total. That's
our
a 2K
workstation,
input.
We ran very far extension cables to find other outlets too, and we split it all up. And it was a tech heavy day of just figuring out how to make the product.
Oh, Erslin!
Money.
A little bit to help get hyper RPGLA and cookies arm out of Adam's bedroom.
When it gets your arm out of Adam's bedroom. So, we'll keep talking about it, and then we'll get back to the LA thing.
Yeah. Let's see here. We rented a mobile hotspot. We put this thing up on the roof. We had to run about 600 feet of Ethernet cable to get down into, just to have a direct line of, like, we wanted 20 up at the minimum to be safe, because we also do a lot of just, internet stuff while we run Critical Role. This took probably 7 different camera angles that we were placing in the seating sections of this theater, like a movie theater. And it was a lot of cable. It was a lot of audio prep. And it was a constant battle with the audio team to cancel out the reverb, because this audio was feeding through the speakers. That speaker system was going into, is being captured by the law of microphones. So it was just kind of a constant thing that they were fighting with. And this was the team to handle it. And they were just not used to handling 8 microphones with very dynamic voice actors. And that's something that's very hard to communicate to the fans, is that these are the most dynamic voice actors in the business, or some of them. They go up, they go down. Sometimes there are adjustments made.
Subscriber.
Oh, that's the sub.
Now we're 2 away from 1,800. What? And this weekend is when that 1-month anniversary of those Twitch Prime accounts went live, so I'm nervous as fuck.
So, the mic issue is always an issue with these guys. They go from whispering to yelling, and they're very good at it. They deliver it like crazy, but it's just incredibly hard to cover.
You need a professional sound mixer at all things.
You need a professional sound mixer, and we had 2 of them, some of the best in the business for live performances, and they had trouble. And you guys, you pointed out the problems that they were having, and it's honestly a dilemma. They can either cut out that audience, the audience is clapping, but that's an awkward pause for you, the viewer, or they can try to cut it down as much as possible, and that's what they did. And then whenever we moved to Gen Con, we took what we learned, and we used their in-house team for the Indianapolis Symphony, and they were very good at what they did. The acoustics in there were super tricky, and this, like, our sound mixer there, he is what do you call it, this symphony. He's the symphony mixer. He's good at what he does. He knows the space better than anybody. He had trouble, and you heard it, you saw it. He had a lot of trouble. It takes time, and it takes a lot of work to get everything right for those guys. It's hard to cover.
It's a hard show to cover. And just to do the old one up on you again, we do it every day of the week here on Hyper RPG. But not without people wanting to kill themselves by stress and absolute craziness. Yeah. Running a network of all RPGs was a really bad idea in hindsight when we're like, oh, fuck. We're running Critical Role 5 times a week, and that show's extremely difficult to do. That being said, we're very fortunate that we've been able to kind of build up with the audience instead of it already being really successful and people jumping in and having crazy demands. So
yeah. And I will say the literal live studio audience is something that doesn't happen. That was a literal live studio audience. Most live studio audiences are added in after the fact, or at least scripted, told when to clap. That's not what we were dealing with, so don't compare this to a sitcom. It's not like that. It's a whole different beast to cover.
Well, didn't you say somebody was like actually yelling out some rule changes at Gen
we
Con?
had people in the audience telling Matt the mistakes that he was making. And it's just like, why are you here? Are you having a good time? Are you even enjoying this? Because I feel like you're stressed out.
Dude, Firecrow, thank you for that host. For 54 viewers, thank you so much, Firecrow. Thank you once again for hosting us on Honesty Hour. I really appreciate that, man. Yeah, poor everybody. But yeah, those live shows are extremely difficult. A lot of work. And I stopped by when you guys were doing that at Gen Con. And the first thought I had is like, where's the rest of your crew? Oh, it's just you guys again.
We had a tech crew of 4.
Yep.
And we had another guy.
Yeah, you, Amir, Ryan, and Dustin.
Yep.
Yeah. That's rough.
But we had access to that theater's union workers, and they were super helpful and super sweet. But they had no idea what we were doing, so we just had to be like, okay, this is what I need you to run this cable there. It wasn't like oh, we love Twitch. Where do you want me to plug in the HDMI source? It was like, what's HDMI? Kind of that thing, you know?
And okay, so here's something that a lot of people don't realize with how we do our stuff here. And we took some of the stuff that we did for Critical Role and expanded on it a little bit for here, but it's still primarily the exact same system with as far as how it goes in. Waffles Almighty, thank you for that follow. I think the best thing we added up here was that HDMI matrix. That's made a really great world of difference. Need booze. Well, Denoyo, Cookie's set.
I'm good.
He's good. Something that we do here that I think would really benefit you guys, that HDMI matrix allowed us to do a lot of extra outputs of the HDMI where we can check HDMI sources on the fly without pulling them up in the program. So because it's 8 different outputs, we've got a monitor attached to that HDMI matrix, and we can cue in anything before we're about to pull it up and know what we have there. So we also do where we're taking our SDI sources and duplicating everything also to HDMI, which gives us more options for picture-in-picture, for full screen, for moving off that stuff. I don't think people understand that. Like, if you're a regular kind of streamer, and the thing is, a lot of other... Hey, Splattercat! Thank you for that.
Money.
Zach Lukey's, tons of respect for both of you. For real, you guys are awesome. Never stop being awesome. Hashtag Lesthon3.
Thank you, Splattercat.
What you don't realize is, and a lot of other people who've started streaming tabletop games on Twitch haven't been able to figure this out yet, and I kind of don't want them to because we have a corner on the market right now. And I mean, they're going to try it, and they're going to realize how fucking hard it is and how crazy it is. And that's the thing, too. You're going to see people trying to do what we do on things like other platforms that are trying to do this. And those tech guys are going to go, this is fucking crazy. They're going to come in with their years of experience and their union kind of backgrounds and go, this is fucking crazy. What are you doing? But you kind of need to do that because it's what the show wants. So when I started all this stuff, I sat and thought to myself, like, what does the audience want to see and how do you make it different? Because doing it the TriCaster way, where you're just switching from full screen source to full screen source to full screen source, and maybe have one PNP, that doesn't really work. There's a lot more information that goes a long way with the audience. And you know, like something like Critical Role or any of the shows we do here, like you want all faces on screen most of the time because it's an RPG. Now that's something that a lot of other people can accomplish. Most of them aren't accomplishing it with proper lighting and proper sound setups though. They're setting everyone at one table, they're putting a mic in the middle, and they're just lighting it kind of like that. I think that's a mistake because you're looking at people profile faces, things like that. You want dead on, you want people's faces towards the audience, so you're making a stronger connection with the people who are watching, which makes you feel like you're more a part of the game, getting you inside of that. And then you also need the option to go closer, to get in tight, to create dynamics where you're sectioning off certain people, and you know, here's the 3-shot of these people having a conversation, here's a 1-shot of that person having an emotional moment. Like, those are important when it comes to producing, because it allows you to once again connect further with the character and the person that you're seeing on screen. And to do a lot of that stuff, it's not as easy as just running your inputs into a board. You can't do that. Those boards are not built for that. They're built for sports and news, where you go full screen on a source and you key out the back, or then something like that, and you go to the next full screen on a source. So we duplicate out all of our inputs, fucking all of them, which is insane. So really we're duplicating all the things that we're working with. So we've got the ability to switch to an SDI input of a full screen on a character, while also outputting that to an HDMI feed, running them all separately into a board, where we can then crop them, move them around, and place them on the screen where we need to, outside of the switching that's happening on the board. And the equipment's not made to do that, so you have to do a lot of tricks and a lot of workarounds to get it to do all that stuff, and other people aren't really doing that yet because it is a lot of fucking work, and it's silly. And it's Twitch, it's different, it's a new medium, and a lot of the people who come from the old live kind of content haven't really figured out yet how to properly adjust to Twitch, which is interactive. It's a conversation with an audience. You might be performing, but at the same time, you want to make the audience feel like they're there and they're in it. And traditional film techniques don't work best for that. So there's a lot of extra information you got to put on screen that you have to present to the audience and move around. And a lot of people don't understand it when it's working. They just know when it's wrong. Hey, what?
That means we're one away, right?
One away now, man. Woo!
Cool.
So that's that's a basic there. Hopefully you guys can start. Oh, look at that. Look at all these people. This is great. One away. But we can start moving on to other stuff, because I don't want this whole thing to be about tech and all that kind of stuff.
Moral of the story, the tech is pretty tricky, and
really tricky.
We make it work in ways.
The other thing that I will say is no one is more upset about the problem than the person fucking running it.
Yeah.
That is something you have to understand. That I love streams!
Subscribe.
It's 1800! Boom! Get active in that chat room!
Money.
Here is more money.
Party my
Also,
headphones
good
off.
luck with whatever you do with your life, Lucas.
Impossible Girl wants you to
Thank
good
you.
luck whatever you do.
I appreciate it.
Boom. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. But yeah, I think that's the other thing people have to understand is, like, no one is telling us things that we don't know. It's our job. Oh! I am glad what?
Subscriber.
have a winner. I have two winners. Two winners? Oh shit, we had a Steam Key and the 1800 box. Are you ready? The Steam Key winner is Angrameru74. What the fuck? Angram Aru 74. I think that's it. And the winner of the 1800 box of awesome is Battle Liquor. Battle Liquor, congratulations. You are the winner. Battle Liquor, way to go. You are the winner. Angry Manu 74. Angry. Okay, got it. Yeah. But yeah, going back to that point, no one is going to be more upset with the problems that are happening on screen than the people whose job it is to do it, and they know about it way before you do. Now, there's one thing to say, like, a tiny little thing's off in the background, like, or, you know, like, sounds a little high here, like if the sound's out, if the picture's out, nobody knows more and is more upset about it than the person who's in charge of it. And if it's something you see repeat more than once, it's most likely a huge issue that is very, a lot more complex than just saying this problem shouldn't be happening. You should assume that there's probably a lot more going on there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Yeah, Lucas, I like that. Zach, 15-minute discourse on HDMI Matrix. Lucas says it's tricky. We do it.
I would love to. I hope Dustin is watching and puts that on his wish list. We've thought
HDMI
about
Matrix.
that. We have an SDI Matrix in the mail, and
Oh,
that
yeah.
should help a lot of problems.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
Yep.
We set up some SDI patch kits here, and then that HDMI Matrix. So it's pretty great. It's pretty great. It's helped us out a lot.
HDMI is one of the worst things to work with, so I would imagine being able to plug it in and leave it is probably super beneficial.
Yeah, plug it in and leave it. I mean, we still have to switch things out a lot,
Yeah.
a lot, but we don't really use that much HDMI anymore, though. Yeah, you probably don't, Amir, over there, but I don't know. We do a lot. Yeah. Sound goes out. Zach is manufacturing a tech problem to fix something. #conspiracy. It's happened before. The sound has accidentally gone out before for me to fix something that's happening on camera. Sometimes you got to play the game to make it work. All right, so let's get to some questions from the chat room. What do you think about that, Lucas?
Sure.
All right. Oh, TK Sachs just says, I just watched the Honesty Hour and I am a Twitch RPG person. Cool. And Twitch RPG is their research group. Not
Nice.
RPGs like role-playing games, because that would be really stupid. Steph Woodburn just hosted us for 31 viewers. Thank you, Steph, for that host.
Thanks, Steph.
All right. Let's see here. Pax Mighty Force is in. Oh, shit.
Money.
Challenge to chat. I feel like we can hit 2K by then end of the stream. #thumper pride.
Impossible Girl, thank you for that. And thank you for that challenge, saying that she thinks we can hit 2K by the end of the stream. That's 200 subscribers. I honestly don't think that's possible because 90% of our audience is already subscribed, which is amazing. Which is absolutely fucking amazing. So thank you guys for that. That's why I don't push it too hard, because you guys are already subscribed. And if you're not, you have, you know, like, whatever, it's fine. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Okay, so Pax Mighty 4 says, I know there was some talk before about DFA Renegades being a test run for a possible show of Zombie Orpheus on Hyper. As a fan of both Renegades and the people portraying them, is this something that's still being talked about? Yes, it is.
Yes.
Money.
Praise be to the tech crews. Thanks to both of you for all the amazing work you put in. #Goblin.
Thank you, Trogaf.
Thank you.
Our resident goblin.
You know what, Zach? I'll answer this one.
Cool, you take this one for me.
Yes.
Can you tell me more about the show?
No.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll move on then.
Cool.
Stoffer asks, they are probably blah, 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 blah. Any plans for new RPG shows? Okay, moving on from that. For Zach, complete hypothetical that would never happen, but if you had a chance to grab Critical Role like you did Cineverse, would you? So I talked about this a little bit in the Reddit. Right now, Critical Role is a Geek and Sundry show. They're under contract to Geek and Sundry, so it's a hypothetical that's a huge fucking hypothetical. That's what their Critical Role is. Critical Role. It's on the show. So by me talking about it, I don't even want people to think that I'm trying to say that they should leave. Shadowwack90, thank you for that follow. Good job, Lucas. You got him.
Did I get him?
Yeah, you got him, bro. You got
Nice.
him. So I don't want to say stuff like, yeah, sure, of course, great, blah, blah, because it's like, it's another company's product.
Money.
Are we doing 2K donations or subs? Equals
Subs.
D.
Subs, no. She was talking about subs, bro. Okay, so with the Critical Role thing, they are a product of another company. So I don't want to sit here and say like, yeah, let's do it. Like that's rightfully someone else's property, and it's weird to be even hypothetical about it. But I did bring it up on the Reddit and how it's a very complex issue for anyone moving forward with Critical Role, because they are a force to be reckoned with. That show is like crazy, like crazy, as far as how large it's become. And I think any network, if they ever wanted to leave, any network that looks to taking them in has to have a long look at it and say like, okay, like that's the challenge I think they're gonna have, is that natural progression. Like Critical Role's gotten good enough that they don't have to be on Twitch anymore. They could be on the like some new platform that's huge, you know, and totally different. But if they wanted to stay on Twitch, it does create an interesting situation, because out of all honesty, I don't think they could handle doing their own stream, because that's huge and a massive undertaking that a lot of people don't have respect for. Like we just talked about, all the stuff that it takes, like it's huge. There's not many people in the country that even do it or know how to. And then second, like if you were to take them on, it's such a large fan base. Anyone who's proud of what they've done, we like thumpers here. I think a lot of thumpers would be scared that if we were to take something on like that, as people who've invested in this channel for the last year, they'd be afraid that it would turn into something else that they didn't invest in. So it's extremely important to us, because we are a community-driven channel 100%. We're not owned by a large corporation. This channel...
Money.
Yeah, the Eubanks brothers together on one stream again. WOOOOOOOO.
I acknowledge that you made a tip, and I appreciate that person who thou shall not be named.
Thanks.
But I think we're really, really proud of the community we've created here, and that you guys have all invested in it. You have watched, you've tipped, you've subscribed, and it wouldn't be fair to you all as a community for us to just one day be like, hey, guess what, guys? We're taking the show, and now this entire network changes into something else overnight because their fan base is larger than our core fan base. That is something I would never let happen. I want you guys to know, at the end of the day, Thumpers and the community we've created is what's most important to me, and I think we have something really unique here that will continue to grow. That being said, in the future, anything is possible. In that sense of, if there were things like that wanted to be done, there would just have to be a lot of honest discussion about how do you do it without alienating the people who got you to where you are already. Because it's extremely important to me that you don't piss in the face of the people who got you where you are. And you guys got us here, and you're going to keep us growing more. And I don't ever want you to feel like we're saying, thanks for supporting us, now go fuck yourself. Like, we want you to always feel like you're a part of this and that you're safe, I guess. So, Lucas, do you have any thoughts on that?
You covered it.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, I mean, they have that liberty to do what they
Whatever
think is
the
best
fuck
for
they
them.
want.
They're under contract at this point, but if at some point they want to run their contract up and go somewhere else, they have that liberty. They are their own, obviously, their own beast.
Indeed they are. How's this month been having Alex and Malika helping, and will either of them continue after the month is out, or have they got their own plans? Well, Alex is going to go back to St. Louis. We're gonna try to keep him involved in other ways. Oh, nice. Yep. Take that bit shower. And Malika is always gonna be around to help. And Malika's working extremely hard on our new website right now, so we'll have a new website hopefully going up soon, and it's looking really good. So big props to her. She's been working really hard on that. It's looking really great. Let's see. All right. Pax94 says, I know it's early to know exactly how things will go, but if everything goes well with Open Legend RPG miniseries, numbers, tips, etc., is there a chance that it could expand into a long-running RPG series? Yeah, of course. If things go well, hell yeah. We're always down for stuff like that. And I know Open Legend is in the chat room right now, so I would like to say to Open Legend, congratulations on reaching the 55k goal for us to have an Open Legend miniseries on Hyper RPG, which is fucking awesome. Lucas, I have to talk to you more about that, because I might hire you to help with that, too.
Okay.
Okay, it looks like some of the questions start for you in a little bit, Lucas. Some of these were before I think they knew you were on here.
Cool.
Wycliffe wanted to know, I've been a subscriber for a few weeks. Honesty Hour and Gauntlet. I'm a fan of Paul. Are what tipped me over on jumping aboard.
Money.
We are all behind your decision, Lucas. Will you be streaming again, lip-syncing smoke weed every day?
I can change that donation amount, donation alert back. Yeah.
How much have you had to drink?
I've been smoking weed every day. No, it's just been so long since that happened that I can't even remember what that was, but I do remember the time.
When
Smoke
it was
weed every day.
Yeah, and it was all the Doritos and Mountain Dew on the overlay.
Yeah. Oh man, why did I stop doing that? I hate that I forgot that I was doing that. I have to redo my alerts. But yes, follow my stream. I'll do that. I swear.
Okay, so Wycliffe's mainly asking, how do you build in interactivity for those that can't be there live?
Money.
Mr. Lucas, is there a separate crew for Alpha, and does it worry you at all with they being there as well as Twitch?
Okay, so here's the thing, and Trogaf, I appreciate the tip, but I should have set this ground rule at the beginning. Neither one of us are gonna talk about Alpha.
Yeah.
We just won't do it.
Yeah.
It's an off-limits topic.
Yeah, I think you could hop into the Geek and Sundry chat tomorrow, and Amir
Ask
and
questions.
Dustin could answer that same question.
Yeah.
And Amir might even be willing to answer it in the chat right now if he's in there.
Cool. Because neither one of us technically work there, and
Yeah.
it's not cool to like do that.
I don't wanna say the wrong thing or
Right.
anything. Got a lot of friends that work there.
Steph just got slapped for posting.
Money.
Okay, maybe I set the bar too high. 2k subs by the end of the week.
Yeah, 2k subs by the end of the week. Okay, Kaiser says off limits, so much for honesty. There's a difference between honesty and being a disrespectful professional. Honesty would be asking us questions about who we are and what we're doing right now. Asking us to speak bad or even about another company that we are technically not employed by is just in bad taste and unprofessional. So you're actually asking us to make ourselves put in a position that could hurt our professional careers. That's not honesty. So think about it.
Yeah, and it's no secret that they're in a state of, obviously, like there's changes being made, and it's a very sensitive time, and I don't want to say anything that might be controversial because I am not a professional speaker, whatever the correct word is. Not pro at that. It's not my job in any way, so I don't want to, probably shouldn't say anything.
Kaiser crates, but that has nothing to do with how we respawn. I don't care how anyone else responds. We get to decide how we respond. So that's how we'll respond. Okay, so basically, Wycliffe is asking, how do we build in interactivity for those that can't be there? Now, I would say be active in our Discord. We throw out sometimes surveys or questionnaires or votes for things. Or like right now we have, you can actually run for governor for Shadowrun. Let me see if there's any more information on that in here. No, there is not. But you can run for governor for Shadowrun right now. You can hop into our Discord as a sub and ask how. And that's like, we try to come up with ways that you can interact. Another thing is like on Cineverse right now, they had a question of the week last night, and you can send in a 1-minute video by Friday and back in there. So, okay. Zimblade wants to know, I'm sure you had set goals for Hyper RPG back when it launched. How do those goals look today? I want to know new goals might you have set for the channel more recently going forward. That's a good question. Lucas, you spilled some stuff on your shirt there, bud.
Yeah, I know.
As far as goals that we had originally set for the channel, we thought we were going to be a lot further along. I'm not going to lie about it. It's been extremely hard for us to get the word out about the channel. I felt like we wanted to take a route that was based on like hard work, integrity, and audience interaction. Now, that route does not include like proper exposure. And we honestly thought we were going to have more starting out, and we didn't. So we've got great retention, amazing like stats for the people who are watching. But at the end of the day, not enough people know we exist. We're a new company, we're a startup, and it's not growing as fast as we want it to. That being said, we are growing. And we did, hey, thank you, Novocaine Blues, for that follow. We are still improving every single week. We're constantly moving forward. As you can see, we brought in Cineverse. So let's get back to that actually, because I forgot to bring that up. This weekend on Saturday, we are doing a 12-hour long stream. It's a Halloween party. We're starting the stream with at 12 p.m. on Saturday with a live director's commentary of the first feature film I ever made with myself and Alex. And it will be an absolute shit show, and it's going to be really embarrassing, and I don't want to do it, but we're doing it. And then after that, we've got pumpkin carving, and then we've got Bob Ross painting, and then we've got a live script reading. Hey, Michigan Apache, thank you for that follow. A live script reading of Roadhouse, and then we've got a scary RPG, and then we've got Just Dance and costumes. It's gonna be a 12-hour day of awesome. And while doing it, we're gonna be trying to raise money for HRPG South, is what we're currently calling it. Oh, you missed it, dude. You missed it.
Damn it.
Sorry, man. You were a little early on that. A little early.
Damn.
It's gonna be basically we're saying HRPG South for now. Thank you, That Gamer Girl. And the reason we're trying to get the concession stand, Cineverse. It's like a year of training with my brain that I'm gonna have to reverse there. Cineverse guys out of Adam's apartment, which is something we wanted to do at the beginning, but the timeline's kind of being pushed up. We had planned on doing that in a couple months, but now we're having to kind of push that up a little bit because of situations that are going on there, and we just need to get them out faster to a studio. And we're hiring Lucas to help us with that. And the other aspect of that is we're putting ourselves in a position by doing that if there's the right opportunity to do other shows, we have a space to do it. So it's not just for us to say Cineverse, this is just for Cineverse. It's to say that, hey, now we've got a place and we have people that we can hire to start filling that space out and adding some more content that might help with exposure and overall channel growth. Because at the end of the day, like I said, the number one thing that we have a problem with is exposure. We're making amazing content here, and a lot of these shows deserve to be better known. And if we add shows that have higher exposure, it can help with that, basically. So this Saturday, 12 p.m. to 12 a.m., you guys should stop by. We're going to be raising money for HRPG South and having a stupid good time. There's going to be all sorts of different incentives, like you guys will be able to say who's directing the scene in Roadhouse, what accents we have to use, things like that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Splattercat, I don't think that would ever happen. I don't think GNS is going to call me in to be on any shows. Okay, let's get back to some of these questions. Oh, another thing I had to bring up is Krellin says, "Yo, Zach, what's up with this survey? Mods, do you mind posting this survey? This survey, if you don't mind." So we've got a survey that we're asking all the people who are viewers of the channel to fill out for us, and this is going to help us with some of the stats that we're collecting. That help us when we're approaching our sponsors and things like that. Twitch doesn't have the best analytics, so we made a quick survey for you guys to help us understand what our viewer demographics are, because we don't really have very much information on that, and that will help us when we're approaching sponsors. So if you don't mind, take that survey. If you guys want to post it a couple more times for me, that would be awesome.
I'm taking this survey right now.
Well, not the one about shirts. Don't do the survey command.
No, I'm not doing that one.
Negiyama's posting it. Thank you guys. Appreciate that. Okay, moving on here. Oh, here's a good question for you and I, Lucas. What's thoughts on the somewhat steady work of running a channel versus the sporadic work and income of working on films?
Huh.
Hey, new sub!
Subscriber.
Bam! Thank you for that subscription, and thank you guys. Hey, Fleckery, we'll tell him when to stop spanning. I told him to post the damn thing. Get over it. Get over it. Take Dookies. Thank you for that follow. So yeah, Lucas, what do you think? What are thoughts on the difference between steady work of running a channel versus sporadic work and income of films?
That's tricky. I mean, working on films is great in a way. I've always sort of hated routines.
Me too.
I don't like getting into a system. I don't like waking up at a certain time.
Yeah.
I like, feeling like, oh, today is the day that I'm going to wake up at this time. If maybe I can take it for a month of working on a film that I have to wake up at 5, that's fine. And then I get a month of waking up whenever I want. But that's kind of your perk of working on a film, is that you don't have to necessarily feel like you're dedicated to a routine for a certain amount of time, or for a long extended amount of time. You're just there for a little, snack. And then also on a film, you're meeting people, and you're creating a quick friendship, a quick bond. And these are people that you network with and probably come back to and work with again because you met them and had that experience with them. But then working in this full-time setting has been great in a way to have like a sense of comfort. I never have to wonder if I'm going to get paid this month. I always know that I've got a paycheck incoming. And then the friendships that I've made are much tighter. Like, I've been with these people for over a year and a half, a lot of them. So it's different in its own way. You make quick friendships, you make quick money, and you get to kind of design your schedule in the way that you want, with the downside being that you don't know if you're going to get paid next month, versus you always know you're going to get paid, but you don't get to have that freedom of creating your own schedule. And then the friend part being, a part of that as well.
Yeah. I think the aspect I miss of filmmaking is the creativity. I think Twitch, we get to be extremely creative, and if I wasn't GMing a show right now, I'd probably go crazy because that allows me to have some sort of creative output. I also hate routine. I think we're very similar in that filmmaking is exciting because you never know what you're going to step into, and it constantly feels like a new adventure. And I'm not really good at making friends, so I like that you have like short friends that you get really close with for a week or two, and then you don't ever talk to them again until you're on your next job. And I also like that it's expected. It's kind of like you're not expected to hang out with people afterwards. It's kind of like, we're friends on this job, we're going to work together, we're going to be a great team, and then afterwards, it's like, cool, man, I might see you in another job, I might not later, nice knowing you. You know, like there's no requirements outside of that really. There's not like a call week later that's kind of like, hey, let's hang out. It's like, no, we're busy. We have shit to do. Like shit to do right now. And so I think that I miss that aspect a little bit. But I do think Twitch is pretty unique in that it is pretty different day to day. It is not like television.
Totally.
And I like that aspect. I'm not good with routine either, but we get to change the routine constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice.
Yeah, that has been cool that this isn't your typical, studio job. This is something where we're having to innovate daily. Like, we need to keep this fresh daily. This isn't a narrative thing where people are coming back for the same story every week because they've connected to characters. This is, our hosts are real people, and you need to find a way to feel a friendship with them in a quick amount of time.
Yeah. And for some of the people, if you have comments that if you're a subscriber especially and you ask a question and the chat's moving too fast for us to see it, there is an Honesty Hour room in Discord that I'm reading the questions from, which is easier for me to manage. So if you really want a question answered, put it in Discord and I'll definitely get to it. Well, one question from Jimmy was, do you even like your brother and would you work with him again? And then Gaia also asked, so who is really the best Eubank brother? Those kind of go hand in hand.
The answer is no, and me. Did I get the order correct?
Yeah, I think so. I think you got the order correct. And then Arizone's got a question for you. A, do you think C is for Cookie and is it good enough for you? B, did you successfully wrestle your dinner away from Denoba? He looked determined. And C, will you endorse my candidacy for governor of Seattle?
Does Canada even vote for governors?
God damn it. Son of a bitch.
Real question here. Like, where even is Seattle? Does anyone know?
It's lonely up here. Zach and Lucas, what are some of the things that need to be budgeted to keep channels like HRPG and GNS going that the average viewer doesn't consider? Holy crap.
Oh.
A lot. A lot. Toilet paper. See, I have different requirements than Lucas because I'm actually the CEO here, so I have to be in charge of every aspect of all money and where it goes. At GNS, you were more show running like I was when I was there, so it's kind of like talent costs. And other than that, it's just, I guess if there's demands asked for by the talent.
Cable failure, hardware failure. But I think you guys expect that.
Yeah. Yeah, for us, toilet paper is a big one. It's really important, and you forget that it's a cost, like a Costco card is a cost that you have to budget. Your electricity, your internet, your insurance, health insurance is a big one. We give health insurance to our full-time employees here. It's a huge expense that it's a lot. And our building insurance too, and our equipment insurance, our actual business insurance is extremely expensive. Trademark filings, your business paperwork, filing for trademarks, all that kind of stuff is extremely expensive. Starting a company from the ground up it's a lot. It's a fucking lot. There's a lot of expenses day to day that we have to make. Just keeping your crew fed when you can, drinks in the fridge, things like that. It's little things sometimes can go a really long way. And me yelling at people to turn the air conditioning off because it's 60 degrees outside and I don't care if it's hot in this studio, they'll get over it because air conditioning costs money, that kind of stuff, for sure.
We spend a lot on trash bags.
Yeah. Because
people generate a lot of trash, and that's just the end of my story.
Dude, I remember we used to have to put trash bags on an Amazon wish list there.
Yeah. We sometimes run out of trash bags after buying them like a week before, and this is like your typical 50 trash bag box. We go through a lot.
Went through a lot more trash there than here, but you guys have a lot more stragglers.
Yeah. Yeah, we have people. We have
also get
groups
sent-
of people come in.
Yeah, you also get sent a lot more stuff. We don't get sent as much stuff. It's not as cool to send us stuff as it is there. Like
Yeah.
you guys get. I remember at GNS it'd be like 3 different meals per day from the audience sometimes. You just have boxes of pizza and trash and stuff.
Yeah, and for us, it's like, oh, cool. You know, Erica got another gift. That's great, but that's gonna be trash in about 30 minutes. We gotta figure out how to put that in the trash whenever she's taken all the food out of it.
Right. Yeah. And a lot of that just gets left behind when the actors leave stage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got places to be, and we gotta be the people to put it in the place where it goes.
We're pretty hungry over here for treat stream, aren't we?
Oh, shut up, Alex. Okay. Hearing your opening about finances of freelance life, care to comment on the voice actor strike? Support it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Support it. You're not gonna
It's
find us on the
ridiculous.
side of not supporting that. That's for sure.
Go read that LA Weekly article
Dude,
and then
fuck
comment
that.
on it.
Fuck
about
that,
how
man.
stupid it is.
Don't go read it. Don't go read it. Take our
Don't go
word
read
for
it.
it. Don't click it. That's what they want. That was clickbait shit.
Just tweet at the guy directly, I guess. I don't know.
You'd be like,
What's
fuck you,
the
bro.
best way to make him feel stupid? 'Cause
Again,
that was
it's
stupid.
the lack of respect for what it takes to be a professional, creative individual. Nobody fucking respects it, and I've been dealing with this shit my entire life, and it drives me crazy. People
Right.
just assume, like, oh, why should you get paid so much to do that much work? Because I'm 150 grand in debt from student loans that I got trained on. Because I'm trained. You don't yell at doctors for charging you. Why do you yell at creative people? We go through the same amount of fucking schooling and training to think properly and creatively and to problem solve solutions for you. That is our fucking jobs. And you know, when you talk about actors and voice actors, they are training constantly and not getting paid. That training is unpaid for, so you're paying for their fucking expertise. You don't just pick a random person off the street and give them $200 to do a voice. You're paying them for their knowledge.
Subscriber.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the biggest problem with that article. And you know, don't even go read the thing, but
No,
just
it's clickbait.
It's something that I would expect out of people that I grew up with that are outside of the industry, and I wouldn't even say I expected of them. It's, you know, some people that I've talked to. Like one time I went home and they're like, so how's it going out in LA? And I was like, oh, pretty cool. I just worked on a Ingrid Michaelson music video. And they're like, oh, so you're living large. And it was like, I was a PA. I made $150 for 2 days, and then I was out of work for 2 weeks. So I had like $300 for 2 weeks. And that's the same thing with voice actors, is they are hired to work for a day for that rate. And,
it's-
you know, maybe 2 or 3 days. But then they're expected to work until they find something else. They're expected to live off of that.
Yep. That's what people don't understand. It's 1 day of work that's supposed to sustain you for weeks on end. And if you're fortunate enough to be working every single day on a new project, like, great, you put in the time. You put years and years of work and struggle to get to that point, and you're getting what you deserve, not, oh, look at this person complaining. Like, that's not... Oh gosh, I mean, I could go on and on about it because and I get it, and it's like, I wish I could pay people more here, but we're gonna be open with our finances and be like, hey, we can't. There's a big difference though between the people who are making billions of dollars on a video game and just saying we won't. Like, that's different. Very different. Okay. Lady Kaiku asks, what's with the Fookons playing in between shows? I have no idea what you're talking about. Guy is entertained from chat. Regarding the difference in audio quality between GNS and Foreververse that was brought up tonight in chat, basically have Cookie talk about baffles. I think we've already kind of talked about that a little, right?
Yeah. There was a new mixer that's kind of been introduced that can handle 2 streams that we're doing now. And the crew there is kind of like working it out. You know, there are going to be issues with figuring it out, and that's just that. It's going to take some time for them to learn it, and they learn it while live.
Yeah. Or you do the crazy thing that we do here and force your crew to come in over weekends and run test streams, and nobody wants to do that. But I'm a slave driver.
They did come in last weekend to set it all up. I think they might be coming in again this weekend. So I would expect a big jump in quality soon.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the fact that they need to learn it.
Whew. Oh man, there's so many questions going on. I'm just gonna keep reading these for now. Let's see. Inminker wants to know, Lucas, do you have the chronic leg pain as bad as Zach had it when he was your age? So Lucas drew the better end of the genetic straw and doesn't have the condition I have. But that being said, that doesn't mean that you don't deal with a lot of pain because of your past. Do you want to talk to him about that?
I mean, sure. Hey, guys. I'm just a starving artist working, to make ends meet, and I'm just a pained individual, Like, art is painful. No, so I was lucky to be born superior to Zach, I guess you could say. But I had a unfortunate event in 2008. I was, I think I was 16.
I think it was either 15 or 16.
I was either 15 or 16. I was in a car accident.
I think you were 15 because at 16 was when I drove down your car from Kansas City.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. Actually, no, I was 16 because it was April 25th, so I had just turned 16. I had a back injury from a car accident. I was in a car accident on a school trip. We were headed to like a business, like a extracurricular activity, high school trip, and we were in a school van. We went off of a cliff, like a probably 20-30 foot drop, kind of almost straight down, but like hitting trees on the way down. And I was in one of those middle seats with a lap belt, and my body went, straight forward. The whiplash broke several of my vertebrae in my back, so I have a long rod in my back, kind of keeping me upright. So I got some chronic back pain, because you draw the long straw, but then somebody comes by with some scissors and they cut it. I don't know. I'm trying to think of some cool metaphors, but you get dealt a good hand, but then you forgot to take the jokers out of the deck or something. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. But yeah, I've been dealing with sort of chronic back pain. It's constant, but I've gotten you get used to it, and you learn your own sort of mental ways to deal with it. A lot of it is it's sort of a mental game with yourself that you have to play. There have been ups and downs. I've had hard times. Beginning of college was particularly hard. Introducing new sort of lifestyles where it's hard mentally. It flows over into your physical pain. You start to feel it more. You remember what you're feeling.
I think that's something a lot of people who don't have chronic pain don't realize, is since so much of it is about mental control, that when you're put in situations where you've lost your mental control or high stress and you lose control of pain, it's a downward spiral.
Yeah, and that's something I've spoken to before. I had written something about this, that I try to do as much as I can, even if it's some sort of spontaneous thing at 4 a.m., I try to do as much as I can to please myself in any given moment, because if I'm not happy at that moment, then I'm definitely unhappy. There's no in between. There's no I don't know. I remember times of being just complacent, and that's not a thing. I have to be doing something that I really want to do, or I'm not feeling good. So I appreciate that I've been able to adapt into that lifestyle, because I feel like it's made me do things that I want to do.
Yeah.
So I like to look at it positively like that.
I think you and I are different in that way. I tend to not do anything I enjoy and just continue reveling in a lot of stupidity. So at least Lucas knows how to enjoy himself.
Yep, gonna go on a big long road trip pretty soon. and I'm drinking. Oh, tell you what. Oh, I tell you what.
Nolt wants to know if we've reached out to board makers like TriCaster to make a board that does what you need on Twitch. No, because they won't do it because the market's too small.
Yeah.
Right now, sports and churches drive the live streaming market. Twitch is fairly new for this, and there's not much money in it for the people who make the equipment. When you think about the average Twitch streamer is using a webcam and a microphone at a computer, why would board operators pay it much attention? Since I can count on one hand how many Twitch streamers need the setup we have, they're not going to start making it. They just won't.
Yeah, I think TriCasters get used for esports, and esports don't care about followers, sub alerts, goals and stuff that need to be integrated through a, internet window, like a source from the internet, and that's very hard to incorporate in the TriCaster.
Yeah. That was kind of what the next question was too. Paco GD wants to know, how do you balance what viewers want to see and how the story has to progress? Also, how much preparation does a show like that take? Vanquish, for example. I usually spend about 12 hours total on prepping for an episode, between like working on it over a weekend and then working on it Monday before the show. As far as what viewers want and how the story is to progress and stuff like that, we don't have to deal with that too much right now because our view base is pretty small. So we're not having to deal too much with people that are demanding certain things right now. It seems like everybody's just on the ride. But that being said, sometimes the audience has great ideas, and I won't tell them they had a great idea, and I'll steal that idea and use it for myself. So all the time I'm watching and I'm reading and I'm going into Discord and I'm on Twitter and I'm checking the chat room, and sometimes you guys have great ideas. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, I'm gonna do that. That's great. That's way better than whatever I came up with, and just use it there. Zach, any chance of incorporating the governor bid ads into the intermission page? Yeah, of course. Yeah, we should do that. We should already be doing that. Zach, are you going to talk about the HRPG LA thing? We already did. Yay, we knocked that one out. How do you find talent for your shows? Asking around. Up here, it's a lot of asking. In LA, it's a lot different because there's enough people to just audition. You say that you want to hire people and go out, and they'll come to you. Up here, it's a lot of asking around, asking friends of friends, seeing who wants to come in, testing them out, seeing how they do, seeing how the audience responds to them. It's a lot different between the two different locations. Zach and Lucas, when will we see you co-op again? Could that be a show in itself? I think it should be someday, Lucas. Somebody recommended the other day. Hey, what? Minswe Lord.
Subscriber.
Is that? I guarantee that's Minswe.
Yeah, no one else cares enough about Minswe besides Minswe to even make that account.
And he put Lord at the end to be included in this.
Oh, no.
Masuma. Money.
Anonymous! Holy crap, thank you for that,
Wow,
Anonymous.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Wow. Somebody recommended the other day you and I have a show called Sibling Rivalry. And I know somebody asked this earlier before, like if you and I are really competitive, and I don't think we are because we were too age different kind of thing. Like 8 years apart when we were growing up meant by the time you were doing like school and sports, I was in college.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'll totally kick your ass at Halo, so.
Oh, dude. Don't even get me started on Halo. Halo SWAT. Oh, deal breaker.
I remember you talking about how good you were at that and then not doing that well, but yeah, it's cool.
Oh, dude, nobody could beat me except EK, who is in the game. Like, he voices a person in the game. And he has a custom controller that they gave him. Like, he's built to play.
Gotta get on that Battlefield 1. Let's start playing, bro.
Yeah, I just downloaded Battlefield 1, so I am down to do a co-op stream of that. I'm sure I'm bad at it.
Do you want to do some? You want to do some Paragon too?
Paragon, sure. Yeah, I've never played it.
Let's do it.
I've got. I'm getting good at Cluster Truck. If you guys ever want to speed run against me, I'm very good.
You know what? I actually we have a special event coming up next week that involves Cluster Truck and Game Changer.
Let me know if you need some speedrunners, because I might know some people. I'm not one, but I might be.
What was our relationship like growing up? Did we play games together? Did we?
Not really until I was in like college. Like I think we played Call of Duty when I was in college.
Yeah.
And some Halo.
Yeah. Yeah, I think when we were growing up, we didn't have many multiplayer game options at the house.
Yeah.
Honestly.
We played the Nintendo when I was really young.
Oh,
But-
dude, I forgot to tell you. We've been doing this thing called Redneck Rampage. Actually, the Redneck Wars.
Do you play Duck Hunt?
No, but you should get in on that with us. It's this game called Miscreated. It was on Humble Bundle for a while. Now it's on Steam Early Access. We've got a server set up, and it's basically like living in Arkansas.
Oh, cool.
So we've been doing Redneck Wars, where it's shirts versus skins, and my team is skins. If you want to go on Team Shirts, we actually have a battle on Friday at 1 p.m. Redneck Wars.
Sure. I'm watching the trailer and I'm very good at this game. This dude's building camp. Like, I know how to set that tent up.
Dude, no joke though, I boot up that game sometimes and just drive around through the woods on a four-wheeler. It feels great.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah. Okay, Iterator5 says, have you thought about maintaining a sort of storyline webpage for your RPGs on Hyper? That way a new sub could just read the overview of the current plot line and easily get caught up with the shows they're interested in. Well, we have a wiki, Iterator5, and we do have a new website that's being built, and it's almost done, and it's going to be awesome.
Cool.
There is an actual Redneck Rampage game. Oh, gotcha. Well, we do Redneck Wars with Miscreated, and it's a lot of fun. Alicus says, your parents didn't seem very cinema-centric. How did you both get into the same business? Well, I'll talk about how I got into it first, then I'll let you say how you got into it. For me, it was because when I was really young, we didn't have satellite TV or anything yet, and all we had were movies. We had so many VHS cassettes that were recorded up in St. Louis from HBO, 3 movies per tape, and I watched fucking all of them, and that's all I did. Didn't have friends, lived down the middle of nowhere, we didn't have internet yet, and we didn't have satellite yet, so I just watched the shit out of movies. And then there was that video store that was 7 movies, 7 days for $7 that we went to every weekend in Mountain Home, Arkansas, and that's how I got into it. Now, Lucas, you were a lot younger than me. What was your kind of...
So, I guess I used to have, like, so I would have friends come over, and they would come over to our house in the middle of the woods, and that was always like a good time for them, a trip. But part of what we would do sometimes as we got a little bit older, like 13, 14 years old, we would make movies on our digital camera. Or it was one of those...
handy cams.
Yeah, one of those, whatever they recorded to, the mini VHS tapes.
Mini DV.
Yeah, mini DV tapes. And we would make movies, cut them together in a way that, like, you would press record and then stop it at a certain time so you could do a jump cut so that whenever you're recording it the next, like, no editing at all, but basically just recording straight to a tape. And that was just like, that was the project. Like, you got a night, let's make a fun movie, let's watch it tomorrow morning.
Now, I've shown them some of the terrible shit I made in college. Would you be willing to show them some of the stuff you made?
Oh, sure. Absolutely, because it's very good. It's not bad. No, but then as I was getting older, we would still kind of do the stupid stuff. As we were getting into high school, we would film some stuff. And then about that same time, Zach was getting into film stuff, and he was kind of teaching me some just simple editing techniques with some free softwares. And then I started getting into it. I bought like a DSLR camera. I started playing around with the camera, and I read the manual just extensively because that was right around the time that we were, like, I was getting big into YouTube tutorials, and I was just reading up on camera stuff and learning camera ins and outs. And then as I was going into college, I felt like I knew a DSLR pretty well, and I started shooting my own stuff. And then my second semester of college, I switched my major from athletic training to film production because I was just having so much fun with it. And I didn't even know it was like a major that existed. And people that were in the department was telling me, like, they were telling me that I was making cool stuff. I was like, this is dumb stuff, but okay. So I was like, hey, I'll just make a career out of something fun.
I still think that I'm a Bear sketch is the best thing you've ever done.
Oh, God, it's so good.
Xander Invictus said that he spoke to me at GNS about doing a charity gaming marathon. You're doing another one early next year and wondering if I was still interested in working together. Xander Invictus, I hate to tell you this, but I'm extremely, extremely busy and overworked right now. So as you get closer, let me know what's up and we'll see how we can support you. But that's about the most I can say because holy shit balls. Tom wants to know if we've ever considered making any of our tech public on open source. Oh, Mr. Al. You got it, Lucas? You got it? Yep, you got okay, yep, you got it. Cool. If we've considered making any of our tech public, oh no, new subscriber! Thank you for that subscription, very much appreciated. Hells yeah. Hells yeah. Let's do this shit. So if we were making any of our tech public, thank you Phil Metal Albert for that follow. And in particular the website, but not only that. So the thing is with that, we did for a little bit. The problem is it almost takes more to manage a group of people doing something for free than it is for just one of us to do it. Like it's almost more work to manage that. So Malika has taken over work on the website because we did kind of open it up to seeing if there was a team of people that wanted to work on the website. And a lot of them have really good ideas, but it's a lot to manage that to make it something that's worthy of sending to possible investors and sponsors when our company is kind of on the line. So Malika's taken over that. She's working really hard on it and still having some of the community help, but she's kind of going directly to them with exactly what her needs are. Lucas, can you liberate a particular popcorn machine for Cineverse?
I feel like that's stealing.
Not if it was bought for Cineverse.
True. If we can, like, get down to the bottom of who bought that. And
who bought the popcorn machine? It was probably either Arizlan or Negiyama.
If we can, like, have a paper trail of that, then yes. Like, I could just go in and be like, hey, the owner of this wants it back.
Yeah. Let's see. Cost-wise, why not add toilet paper to the wish list as Wilder 1251? Because our wish list doesn't move like GNS's does. Stuff stays up there for a long time. That's no offense to anyone. You guys support us in other ways. Negi did it. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought Negiyama did it.
There's Negi right there.
Yeah.
Oh, and Eric is there.
Shh, I wasn't here. So, Negiyama, apparently, if you want your popcorn machine back, just let them know. Okay, Paco GD wants to know if we have any other means of income other than subs or donations, like ads or publicity. Okay, so Paco GD, we're always looking for sponsors. Some of our goals for next year to help us with bringing in sponsorships. We've been able to work pretty closely with some good brands so far, but we need to kind of up our game, and to do that, we need to get better exposure, blah, blah, blah. It's a cyclical kind of thing. We also have merch. You can scroll down, click merch, that supports us. We also have a partnership with Humble Bundle that's been going extremely well. There's 2 new Humble Bundles out right now. You can scroll down on the page. There's the Gyms Bundle and there's the Rift Tracks Bundle. And when you click on those, you can purchase them and directly pay Hyper RPG for that content and the charity of your choice. So Humble Bundle is doing a really cool partnership with us where we get to make money off Humble Bundle. It's fucking crazy. You just gotta scroll down and click the link. Ozai...
Negi says he's got an Amazon receipt.
Negi's got an Amazon receipt.
Great. I mean, I literally see no moral problem here.
It's your popcorn machine, man. Without naming names, what's the oddest talent demands you guys have gotten?
Huh. Oh god, I'm sure there's a good one. Just let me think.
I know, right? It gets so many every day that it's... I don't get as many now because I'm always busy and I don't have to deal with talents as much as I did back then. That's a good one. I feel like my strangest talent requests were always on film shoots and not necessarily Twitch. And YouTube.
Yeah.
Like Twitch, we all for the most part knew each other. I mean, you know, Jess and Steph wanted pies sometimes and sodas and things like that, and you would get them for them. Now, I don't know. Not too bad. I had a couple shoots I did as a DP where I would get some strange requests from talent/directors at the same time that would want me to co-direct them while DPing, and they were in a scene. Yeah. But that's a hard one to answer.
I'll think about it.
Yeah. Have you guys ever had to get rid of talent because they demanded too much? I haven't had to get rid of talent for demanding too much. There's been times where I've tried to work with talent that we just can't afford. Like, that's happened.
Yeah, no.
What are you drinking, Lucas, and what proof is it?
It was Filibuster was the name of it. It's very smoky rye. It's very good. I think the proof is, I don't remember what proof is. It's 100 of something, meaning 50% alcohol. Is it 100 proof? Anyway, very good. I was only sipping on it. I'm not drunk, guys. Stop.
All right, Lucas, who did your sleeve? It's awesome.
A girl named Julie. She works at Hearts of Fire Tattoo in Springfield, Missouri. She did a good job. I kind of took a picture, and she did some cool Photoshop work to it to make it like a composite silhouette. And I took a picture of my dog, and she put that in there. She did a pretty good job of just like making it not super similar to an Instagram photo that I saw after the fact that a lot of people compared it to.
Also, Lucas, what are the temperature of the beans?
Huh?
No idea. And Professor Pessimist, I work in municipal government. Is there anything local government officials can do to assist small startups like you?
Contact your lawmakers. Don't forget to vote.
I would say, especially in Los Angeles, better if you're a lawmaker in Los Angeles, better documentation.
Money.
Mr. Lucas, who manages G&S Public Communication, handled prize giveaway. Long-standing issue. But lots of love. Less than 3. Also, sorry for asking the previous question. Had no idea of the organizational structure. Closing parenthesis.
All good, and yeah, that's a good question, and I think there are a lot of uneasy people, and I don't want this to be a witch hunt, and don't like go be upset with this person because they're very overworked, but Ryan Green handles all of our messages and giveaways right now, and he is incredibly backed up, and he is getting help now. He's been asking for it, and we had a very productive meeting at the end of my day today, as what does Twitch need moving forward, and you know, the office is trying to help us in whatever way they can because they're seeing that there were, you know, some areas where we needed it, and Ryan is getting help, and he has just received a lot of these things that he needed to send out, and he's getting help with, you know, some other people are stepping in to send stuff with him.
I think the question about what temperature are the beans, they just wanted you to say cool beans.
The beans are pretty cool. Cool beans.
Cool beans.
Cool beans.
Cool beans.
Beans.
Paco GD wants to know, how many hours do I spend daily being the CEO and running shows? How many hours am I awake? That's how many hours I typically spend being CEO. It causes issues. Are there expectations of being Overlord and GM that run counter to how things actually work off screen? Feel free to ignore if it will ruin any fun. Thanks for offering the show. I don't think so. I mean, it all lines up pretty well. It doesn't really mess with anything at all, especially now. Either or both of the Eubank brothers, what was the worst pitch that you made? Ooh. That's a tough one.
You know, something that we could explore if we're looking at shitty things we've made. I had a thing that I worked on in high school called Ain't That a Pitch? And it was about this specifically.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of really bad pitches.
I'm trying to remember. I always tried to market test my pitches before I actually got down in front of somebody with them. Like, do a group of friends, talk to them. I mean, the most I ever got rejected on a pitch was my Edward James Olmos idea. But I really wanted it to happen. I thought it was a good pitch, but it was the quickest I've ever been told, no, we're not going to do that. I made a pitch for a show called Edward James Olmos Ghost Hunter. And I wanted Iffy to be in it. So it was basically Edward James Olmos was a con artist who was actually Edward James Olmos, convincing people that he was a ghost hunter, but he didn't believe in ghosts. And he was just lying to people because he knew people would trust him because he's Edward James Olmos. And he partners up with a very large African-American fellow named Iffy, who does believe in ghosts, and they become partners and lie to people and take their money.
That's a bad pitch? Because that sounds cool. I'm in.
I have a script somewhere. We did a live script reading at one of our brunches, and I thought it was pretty funny, but I got turned down pretty quickly on that one, on that pitch.
I have a pitch on paper somewhere for the Emojis film. Once it was bought by Sony, I was like, oh, guys, I got this. Let me take the helms, because I had a really good idea for it. Mm-hmm. I'll try to find that so we can read it sometime.
Everybody wants to watch.
Edward James Olmos, Ghost Hunter. He had like an old beat up truck that had his face on the side of it and him giving a thumbs up. It was like finding ghosts. Yes, I am Edward James Olmos, Ghost Hunter. I don't know why, but Edward James Olmos is like one of those people as an actor that I'm just like, dude, I love that dude, but he's got like this like, I want to see him in a role like that where he's not taking himself seriously at all and is using the clout that he's brought with him to get things he wants. Moving through these questions. Oh my gosh, there's so many tonight.
Is our dream paradox growing?
I don't know.
Could be.
Lucas, now that you have some free time, do you plan to hit the road with Yellow Card and tour a bit, see the world?
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, brother, don't even get me started. Yes.
Okay. Just want to say that I was legitimately impressed when I found out that you managed to pay your full-time employees and provide health insurance on top of all the other expenses you incur entirely out of income from subs, donations, and partnerships. So kudos to you guys. That is a major accomplishment. I think so too. Later, I think it's a huge accomplishment, and we couldn't do it without you all and your contributions and your subscriptions and your interactions with the t-shirts and Humble Bundles and stuff like that. Like myself, QQ, Rai Rai, and Emily are able to survive, have lunch, and go to the doctor because of you all. So thank you. What is the most embarrassing story that the two of you have on each other? That's a rough one too. It's not really embarrassing for Lucas because he's going to own up to this and be really proud of it. But I did tell them on One Honesty Hour once about like how I used to try to use you to be cool to girls because I was really bad at it. And when you were like 5, you were quite the ladies' man. and my friends and I would take Lucas around and have him be like, "What's up, good looking?" and "Hey there, pretty mama," and stuff like that. Basically, we were having Lucas cat call for us because we were too chicken shit too. Because we worked at a boat dock, and there were always a lot of people like vacationing down there in the summer, and we would make Lucas talk to all the girls for us because we were too nervous to. But then he would end up just taking the attention for himself and talking to them, and we would still be sitting over in the corner like, "Lucas, come on, like introduce us," and he wouldn't.
Yeah, that was actually my most embarrassing story on Zach.
It was just normal me as a teenager. I was not very suave at all. It's pretty terrible, actually. Let's see. Paco GD says, I have an opinion on esports casters. Aside from League, they're usually freelance, right? They get paid based on how good they are or have a base job like League or OG in Korea, so they mostly have options. Paco GD, I'm not an esports caster, so no idea. No idea.
Are we talking about the hosts or...
Yeah, are we talking about the like shoutcasters or the players? I guess, okay, he said how good they are.
Like tech director.
No, he said how good they are. So I think he's talking about the people who actually play the game. That I really don't know anything about because I am, I am a pro gamer, but I'm far from being paid for it. Oh, the Grey Babu, if Open Legend hits the stretch goal, which they did, would Bronze be GM for the show? And she's going to. So Bronze will be the GM, and we're trying to figure out exactly who we want on it and how that's all going to work. How do you balance what the viewers say they want and what you know they want? Also, any chance of seeing the brothers role play with each other? That's a good question. So
that is a good question.
Yeah, maybe one day. That'd be fun. It'd probably be something that takes place in the South with rednecks, most likely. As far as what the viewers say they want and what you know they want, that takes practice and time and just knowing your audience. Because typically what happens is there's a lot of people who sometimes are really loud about stuff, and it'll make you think that that's what people want just because they're the loudest. And you have to trust your gut and know that there's a lot of people who aren't speaking up that probably want things a certain way, and you have to just follow your heart, and keep pushing through with it. And knowing your audience. We spend a lot of time with you all. Sometimes I think we know what you guys actually want. You just don't know how to word it and how to ask for it. Or sometimes you will say that you're upset with one thing, but I know it's actually coming from somewhere else, and I don't worry about it. And I know that it's actually about something else that's being directed from somewhere else. So, let's see. Have we met the other Eubank brother yet? And then also, somebody then immediately says, so Sam is the brother we never met, right? Is there a reason why he does not just have no desire for the limelight? Ignore it if you don't want to talk about it. The irony of all of this is, I think Sam wants the limelight more than either one of us by far.
Yeah.
Most definitely. And he's probably better suited for being an entertainer than either one of Lucas and I.
Yeah.
He's always been more of a socialite entertainer. Let's see. Lucas, where's your favorite place to get a sub sandwich?
A sub sandwich? Wow. Oh, man. It's gotta be Jimmy John's, I guess. It's like with subs for me, it's all about the speed. How fast can I get it in me?
Quote that.
Yeah.
With all the RPG content on the channel, are there any thoughts to having an evil campaign? I know a lot of the shows deal with morality, but mostly they have good intentions. Cantharin, have you seen Vanquished? Really? Jesus. That is far from heroes or strong morality. They're basically straight up almost villains. You should check out Vanquished on Monday nights. Yeah. Do pre-roll ads actually benefit the channel like it says? So, I'm gonna turn ads back off, probably starting tomorrow. I let it run for a couple weeks to see if it helped us at all. Without higher viewer numbers, it doesn't really help us. So since we're having a very small percentage of our actual subs and followers watching day to day, it's not helping enough to make a difference. So I'm gonna be turning the ads back off. Oh, thank you. Paco GD says they're buying a Humble Bundle. Thank you for that. If you purchase it for $25 or more, an alert will come up on stream. Marauders or Mr. Wonders. I will also not talk about Orion's exit from Geek and Sundry because I'm not Orion and I'm not Critical Role. A lot of people want me to have an opinion on that, but I was just the messenger that got shot. I'm not Critical Role and I'm not Orion, so I'm not going to speak to it. Orion and I are still friends. I'll be appearing on Orion's Draconian Knights as Snuggle Lord, I think this season, so that's all I have to say about that, and I'm guessing Lucas would have the same opinion. Okay, 1-ply or 2-ply toilet paper? Wet wipes.
12-ply, baby.
Overlord and Lucas, what's the biggest troll you guys have ever pulled on one another in your lifetimes? Also, when was the first time you devised the Eubank dance? Wow. Well, I don't think we planned things like this. I think it was one day we both went out there and just did that. Actually, it was at Socialtron Live.
Yeah.
I think it was a charity drive or something. I think it might have been Amelia Talon and Pamela Horton there, and we just started doing that.
Yep.
Let's see.
It's always kind of been my dance, like my go-to. It's like what I got, you know?
Okay. Well, as far as the biggest troll we've ever pulled on one another, mine was leaving you in charge of Geek and Sundry when I left.
I think mine was giving you the exit that we did that night, your last night.
Yeah?
Yeah, we put together a
that video.
sentimental video. And I was like, LOL, Zach's gonna hate this.
Pretty much, yep. So I'm glad we both trolled each other on that night. When you do live script readings, would you ever source scripts from viewers/subscribers, or does that open up too many liability issues if they aren't? No, we'll take them. That's awesome.
Money.
How did Lucas get to be so funny and Zach so, oh, wait. Please don't ban me. Less than 3 hyper RPG. Zach and the entire crew are the whole reason I am a Twitch viewer. Hashtag ThumperPride HRPG Chassa Therabit hashtag Wuxing.
Cool. Good question. As far as live script readings from subscribers and stuff like that, I think that'd be really fun. Like, send them. That could be really fun, especially if they're fan service. Like, that's super fun. Zach,
yeah,
the Gauntlet.
Awesome.
How does it feel to be dethroned? I'm not going to talk about it, especially since I'm the reason it happened because I rolled 2 1s in a row. Zach or Lucas, what has the Twitch work taught you that you'll always be able to use for the rest of your life?
Ooh.
Oh man, okay.
Deep cuts.
This is something I have to think about constantly. Being on Twitch taught me a lot about how to speak to a large group of people that all have extremely different opinions from one another and how to control that environment. And when I say control, I don't mean like mind control you, but more of like how to create a flow of conversation that stays positive and happy, because I am not a positive and happy person. I am a cynic and I am kind of an asshole. And I know it's a bit that I play too, but if I'm having a conversation with just my friends in private, it's going to be a lot different than the conversations I have live on the internet, because I want to respect everyone's opinions and not offend anyone. And I think now I've gotten so trained with that I'm overly worried sometimes that something that's being said on the channel is going to offend somebody, because I know what they want to say and I know how it will be interpreted by the internet. And I've learned a lot about how, without context, how those things will be interpreted, how they'll be reacted to, and how it will affect certain people, and how to do that, and how to have opinions and be passionate about things without offending others is a skill that I definitely did not have before this at all. In fact, I'd say it was one of my biggest weaknesses.
Money.
Wait, there is a third brother and a sister? Anyway, going to sleep night, Thumper family. Again, good luck with what you do with your life, Lucas.
Thanks. Good night.
So Lucas, what's the biggest thing you've learned from working in Twitch?
I think it's I don't know. This is kind of tough to answer eloquently, but I think sort of the anonymity that you walk into with Twitch, you kind of assume from an outsider looking in and not being a part of the community, you assume, you don't really think about who these people are and that they are even people. You just see them as a username. But the Twitch audience is incredibly smart. And the fact, it's that live interaction of them being able to immediately give feedback and immediately critique that doesn't exist in, typical television or, any other medium really, that it creates this sort of hive mind that's sort of like this brain that's kind of the smartest thing that you'll ever encounter. And if you're trying to hide something from Twitch, it's gonna be tough. If you try to say cryptic things, they're gonna catch on. One person might have an idea, and then another person catches on to that idea and has their own idea, and they get closer and closer to the truth. And it's hard to hide things from this audience, and that's something that you have to keep in mind programming into this incredibly smart, incredibly informed audience that's also a hive mind community.
Yeah, they're spending some of the people watching will spend like 5 to 6 hours a day watching your content. They catch on to things. They're better at telling when you're lying than probably your closest friends sometimes. And
yeah,
I think it's really important to just be honest. Like,
yeah.
I think that's what's amazing about Twitch is that it's kind of, as an entertainer, it's an honest platform. If you bullshit your way around it, it's going to come back to haunt you.
No doubt.
And I think that's something that's hard for a lot of people to understand, especially when you start getting to a corporate level, because that's not how they're trained. And it's not that they're trying to be evil. I think it's just that they have no fucking clue, because they've been trained their entire lives to speak in a way that is extremely corporate and PR tested. PR testing doesn't work on Twitch. It doesn't. You have to ride with the personalities that those people have come to trust. And I think that that's a problem that a lot of brands have working with Twitch streamers, is they want to tell those streamers, hey, this is how you should talk about our product. And those streamers go, if I do that, no one will purchase this and no one will buy it. They'll hate it. They'll absolutely hate it. So I think there's a lot of, I think being honest with this kind of programming is, woo.
Money.
Hey Lucas, remember when I beat your ass at Halo SWAT?
Ike, what?
Who? No. No, I don't remember that. Damn, no way. Ike Amadi is watching right now. That's crazy. I don't remember that at all. I know who you are and I'm a big fan, but I don't recall.
Either Ike's watching right now, or White Wabbit or someone of the like looked up his actual name and typed into that.
Yeah.
After Renegades ends, will those players be working on other content for Hyper RPG? That's the plan, PK Theater. That's the plan. If you both had a free week vacation, what would you do? No money limit.
3? Or free?
Like a free week vacation.
Oh man. I think I would just buy all the Steam games and just go ham. Just lock myself up.
White Wabbit says, hey, I remembered how to spell his name.
That's great.
That's such a White Wabbit thing to do.
Okay, so wait, sorry Lucas, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No, I was just saying I think I'd buy all the Steam games and play some games. It's been too long.
So that's what you're going to be doing this week and this weekend, right?
I am, yes. I'm not going to be buying some. I'm going to be playing the ones that I own. But if I had unlimited money, yeah, I'd just buy them all. Yeah.
I think if I had a free week vacation to do whatever I want, I'd find some way to turn it into a way to finally get done all of the things that I haven't been able to get done because of live programming. So it would be like,
Amir said Zach would work.
oh, okay. Yeah, great. Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks, Amir. I'd find a way to make it work related, but on the things that I haven't been able to get done, like planning a bunch of these new shows that I want to do and writing a bunch of content that needs to be written. I mean, Malika would probably say that I should, like, pay all my debt and figure out why I keep getting called for a tax bill that I already paid, but I don't have time to deal with that shit. Yeah.
That was a really stupid answer.
Well, I don't like. Sorry, life's hard. Zach and Lucas, how far back have you traced your family's lineage? Any fascinating bits of history? The only fascinating thing I know is we're related to General Lee. Like, that goes back in our lineage because grandma
I
used
didn't
to
know
talk about that. But that's all I know. Nobody else really tracks that shit.
Yeah, I know as far back to my grandma. I met her. I haven't traced this stuff. I don't care.
No, I think that's the thing about, like, your typical, like, Midwest white family. There's so much
We're
white
white.
guilt. There's so much white guilt involved
Yeah.
that you're like, you know, we're just not gonna go back. Let's just
Would rather not know.
Let's just focus on the now. You know?
Yeah. I am
think
who I
about-
am now.
Let's move forward. We're actually caught up to the questions in Discord, and it's almost midnight, which is, you know, when we're
Oh, good work, team.
good work, team. Yeah, good job. Good job. Lucas, is there anything else you'd like to talk about before we're out of here? Like I said, you'll be joining us on Tuesday nights, helping out with Cineverse, and hopefully
Yep.
some more shows in the future. We're gonna be trying to raise money this weekend during a 12-hour stream to get those guys out of there and get us set up in a studio that will hopefully allow us to start doing even more content with Lucas and some other people down in Los Angeles that we like so much.
Yeah.
On Zach's Twitter.
Good. He'll love that.
Other than that, I just getting ready for Halloween. I'm gonna be streaming a bit more on my own personal channel, so if you guys want to follow me, I twitch.tv/awcookie. I'll post that in the chat. My girlfriend and my roommate and my girlfriend and I, we play video games, and we like to play with the chat. And then my roommate plays music, and he's very good, and we're very good, and we're all very good.
Genova Plus says, I just realized that all that Lucas intervention talk was done right in front of Lucas. Of course it was. That's why that conversation happened. Pestilence, yes, Lucas, this was his last day at GNS today. And Lucas, I want to tell you, like, thank you for taking up the mantle when I left, because I did not put you in necessarily an easy situation by any means at all.
Yeah, well, you're welcome.
Lucas is like, yeah, fuck you, man.
No, I mean it was the best job I've had. It was a good time. I'm gonna miss the people. I'm gonna miss developing these shows and like kind of taking care of the community. But I know it's being left in good hands. As it was left in good hands, it's continuing to be left in the correct hands. Dustin will be taking over, and Amir will be on the tech side, and those are the two most qualified people to be doing what we do. So it'll be good.
Kellandra says, God, I hope they can do an HRPCG South game with Darren DePaul. I missed the shit out of Geek Streak. That's been mentioned, Kellandros. It's been discussed and it's on the table. So there's a lot of things Lucas and I have been discussing, and hopefully with you guys' support, we can start doing it. All it takes is us growing as a company, and as we grow, we don't want to not do what's fun and exciting for this network and keep things being awesome. There's no like pot of money that we're trying to like hold on to. We want to be like, cool, this is working, now how do we grow and do this cool thing, and how do we do this cool thing, and how do we do this cool thing? So that's always being discussed, and some of those cool things, it's that catch-22 of like, we have to get big enough to do it, but then when we get big enough to do that thing, it helps us get even bigger because it's exciting and it brings more attention and all that good stuff. So Will HRPG South have budget for extra furniture in case Iffy comes by? Iffy's not allowed to sit on anything. That's just...
When
Yep.
Iffy sits, he sits.
Yeah. And whatever he sits on sits with him.
Erica said, thanks so much for taking care of us, Ubonk Bros. You're the best bosses I've ever had.
The Ubonk Bros.
LOL.
He nearly broke a chair again last week. Jesus. Yeah, if he should bring his own chairs with him places. Well, Lucas, if you're going to be free a lot in the next week, we should definitely have you hop into our Discord and join us for some of the... We play a lot of games on the channel.
Sure.
I think tomorrow's Thursday. Tomorrow night, if it's available, we're probably either going to be playing Titanfall 2 or Battlefield. It's probably going to be Battlefield 1 tomorrow night. Cool. And then Friday at 1 p.m. we're playing Miscreated, and we're going to do the Redneck Wars. And then Friday night after DFA, I know for sure we're playing Titanfall 2 because the game's officially out and you guys can join us. And it's going to be a lot of fun because we get to jump in giant mechs and punch the shit out of things, which is stupid fun. Stupid fun.
I'm in.
And then on Saturday, we're doing a 12-hour long stream, and it's going to be a lot of fun. You guys should tune in. It's going to be great. A couple quick reminders about cool things that are going on right now. We've got the Seattle Race for Governor, which is a fun little thing you can do. You just record a video of why you think you should be the governor of our metagame, which if you're a subscriber, you have access to the metagame. And then let's see, after that, I would say that if you just scroll down on the page a little bit, you can start supporting my run for presidency in the year 2020. Overlord for President, there's a t-shirt. You can just scroll down and pick that up. It actually supports HyperRPG, but the bigger HyperRPG gets, the closer I am to becoming president. If Donald Trump can do it, I can do it too. Our merch store is new, our Amazon merch store. You can purchase the Cineverse shirt, which actually looks really fucking cool. Lucas, we need to get you one of those. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. They're dope.
And Humble Bundle, all that shit. There's so much. We're always doing crazy shit, and there's lots of stuff going on. Lucas, enjoy a couple days off, man. Watching some Netflix shows.
Can't wait.
Dude, have you watched Black Mirror season 3
That's
yet?
exactly my plans tomorrow. I've told everyone today, they're like, so what are your big plans? And I'm like, I'm going to watch Black Mirror tomorrow.
Fuck. Yeah, also get ready to hate your life tomorrow night.
I don't care.
I watched all of season 3 on Saturday. I took a day off Saturday finally, and I watched all of season 3. Dude, that shit hit fucking hard.
Can't wait.
Yeah. It was a rough season because a lot of it didn't feel like future at all. It feels way too close to home, right now. It feels right now, man.
Yeah.
Especially living, that first episode, that feels like living in LA pretty much. Yeah.
That's kind of like that show, though, that their first episode of the first season, that's kind of what they did. And it was sort of a weird introduction to the show because it was this feels like right now, where's this show going? A lot of people, you don't know it's going to be an anthology yet until you see the second episode. But I was like, damn, where do they even go from here?
Yeah.
But then you realize it's a futuristic anthology. But yeah, I'm excited.
This season, I think, was the best yet. Honestly, I felt like it had you could tell the up in budget was good for them. And I know they were worried at first because they were it couldn't be all doom and gloom because of the larger audience they were reaching out to. But I actually think that was really good because the episode that was kind of takes place in the 80s a little bit was really smart and really well done. And it wasn't as doom kind of, at the end. But it was really good. It was really great. Yeah. And they definitely got some good talent and good directors. It was awesome.
Erica says episode 1 is our life.
Episode 1 is our life. Yeah, kind of. Right, Erica? It's fucking sad. Sad as shit. Maybe your life. I don't have to deal with it as much, thankfully. But fuck. It's made me sick. But yeah, you guys should check it out. And that's it, I think, for the stream. Alex, you want to shut us down? Wait a minute. Wait, we gotta raid somebody. Hold on.
Let's raid. Hold on, I'll go live right now. Raid me. No, I'm just kidding.
Let me pull it up. We'll see who's up today. What's going on? At least you're a solid 4.5, Zach. Thanks, Erica. Appreciate that. I bet it frustrates you anymore because it's effortless, right? It's not. Terrible with socials. Alright, let's see here. Who is live right now that wants to be raided? Who do we want to raid? I love raiding Bark Black so much because he's so much fun. Oh, you know what? We're going to raid Taymorag. Alright, that's it, guys. We're going to raid Taymorag. He's an awesome dude. He's a really great guy. He's a hell of a dude. You guys should definitely enjoy watching him. He's currently playing Final Fantasy. So you guys should check that out. Classic Final Fantasy too. World of Final Fantasy is what he's playing. Taymorag, you guys put that in there? Taymorag, you got it. You got that raid command? Alright guys, so here's how we're going to do it. I'm going to say go, and when I do, you go over there and you paste our raid command, Hyper Rabbit Power Raid, HRPG loves you sort of, the little rabbit. Chase the rabbit. You're going to post that in there and you're going to have fun. You're going to stick around. Now don't get too crazy after you raid for a little bit. Like chill the fuck out. And we'll host it and it'll be a good time. He's an amazing dude. Are you guys ready? Are you ready?
Yes.
Thanks, Lucas. Go! Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it! Go, go, go! Woo! Now I gotta host. Bam. Get that host in there.